Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my school experience video. Here in Belgium, regular schools, so like from age 6 to 12 and then 12, 13 to 18 start in September, and then the universities etc. start mid-September. So here school just started as I'm airing this video. And I wanted to talk to you about how my school experience was. I know some of you maybe still go to school, a lot of you don't anymore, but still I wanted to touch upon this subject. So the first thing, when I went to kindergarten, there wasn't anything spectacular because I was too young to remember also, but then I went to what we call here in Belgium lagere school, so it's like the lowest grade of school that you can go to. It's from age 6 to age 12 more or less, so it's 6 years of school. And the first year was quite okay. I was new at the school, everyone was new at the school, but I always was a lot taller than the other people in class because, well, I don't know why, but me and my brother, we both are very tall for our age. My brother is almost 2 meters tall. I'm the smallest one in my family. I will include a picture of proof because no one ever believes me. But this is me and my brother currently, so he's very tall. I'm not short either. But yeah, in school, kids bully on everyone that is different. So starting the second year, so when I was about 7, other kids started bullying me because I was so tall. I didn't have a lot of friends that I hung out with after school. The friends that came over were mostly my brother's friends. So yeah, I kind of played with them as well, but I didn't really have my own friends to hang out with or who would come to my home, and school was just miserable for me. Now, I have to say that schools here in Belgium don't have a good bullying policy. So yeah, getting bullied is not fun. There's a lot of things that happened that the school should have prevented, and actually when I passed from the lagere school to what we call middle school, middelbare school, when you are age 12, 13 to 18, so it's really the second degree of school where you actually get to pick what you want to study, that's when things escalated a bit because people started following me home, threatening me. I never actually got beat up, but it was close because I was so tall. I could really defend myself if needed, and I think it kind of intimidated them as well because I was like literally a head taller or even more than most people that used to bully me. So after the first year of like middle school, I'm gonna call it, my mom actually moved. She moved to the French part of Belgium, and because I had such a rough time here in the Flemish part of Belgium, I decided to move with her, so not stay in the school I was at the time. And it was actually the very best decision I have ever made because all of the years that I was in those schools, so in the French-speaking part of Belgium, I actually started making friends. I actually had a lot of fun. People were nice to me. So that's really when things got a lot better. I actually had really high degrees. I had a lot of fun at school. I liked going to school because I got taught a lot. I had a lot of new science classes that I could take. And then I actually switched in my 5th year, sort of the second last year, I actually switched from science languages to graphic design. And now there's a big difference apparently between the French part of Belgium, where graphic design is actually a technical section. So it's more or less as a general section of school. So you get taught certain classes like French, we had English, you had maths, you had other classes, general classes that everyone had. So you had to maintain a certain level on those classes, and it was the same as general classes, except that like the extra hours that they have science and languages etc., we had graphic design classes. Now that was actually one of the best years in my school career because I loved doing graphic design, but then my mom actually met someone again in Flanders, so in the Flemish part, and she was planning on moving back, so I had to move back with her as well. Now there's 3 degrees in school, so you have ASO, which is the highest, the most difficult degree. You have TSO, which is technical, and then you have BSO, which is actually a professional degree. Now I used to be in ASO where I did science languages, then I switched to TSO to do graphic design, but graphic design didn't exist in TSO in the Flemish part, so I had to go to BSO, which was honestly below my level. And on top of having a 6th year that you had to do, they had a 7th year, because actually the schools that do bachelor's and master's degree don't allow people who have just finished their 6th year in BSO. They only take TSO or ASO people. So to get that certification that is equal to those levels, you have to do a 7th year. So I was really pissed off, and actually at school things didn't go well at all. When I was back into the Flemish part of Belgium, bullying just instantly started again. The day I started at my new school, they started bullying me. It was horrible. There's actually something called the last 100 days of school, so it's really a celebration that you're almost done with school. And during the lunch we had someone actually spit in my food, which just, what the hell. So they even started threatening me because I came to class, and because I wasn't stupid like most people in my class. Honestly, they were just dumb kids. Not sure why they bullied me exactly, and honestly I don't care anymore. But that made me decide that I didn't want to go to school again. So what I did here in Belgium, there's a sort of certification called examencommissie, which literally means you have to do exams. If you pass those exams, you get your degree, and it's a home study class. So I did that home study class for 6 months, I think. So I did the exams twice. First I did all the theoretical courses, so math, science, languages, etc. And then the second turn I actually did all the practical classes. And because I did it in graphic design, that meant that I had a drawing exam, a digital exam, and then a combination of drawing and digital. And those were all really sort of client-based appointments that you had with that school. So they told you what you had to do. You could work on it for a certain amount of hours at home, so you could choose how many hours you spend on it at home. And then the day of the exam, they actually gave you another task that you had to complete and include in your design. Then you had to finish and file it in, and then if you did well enough, you got your degree. So my first year I actually did really well, except for one class. I had never had German before, so I failed at German, and that was the reason why I switched from the studies that I did, which was international management assistant, where you had a lot of hours of Dutch, of English, of French, and then also of German, and you had to succeed at those 4 languages in order to keep up the studies. Since I failed at German, I wasn't able to keep up those studies. So I actually switched to event management, so still office management, but event management, and I also switched schools. I cannot tell you how horrible it is having to organize events with people who are constantly trying to fail you. I worked my ass off. I really wanted my bachelor's degree in order to get a good job. So I worked really hard for my bachelor's degree, but not everyone took it as seriously as I did, obviously. So we had a lot of dropouts in the first and second year, and then came the final year. The first and second year I just waltzed through because it was fairly easy, and then in the third year something really shitty happened. Now we had something called a end-term project, and then we had our internships. And the end-term project is actually something huge, and actually one of the events I had to organize for that project. The rest of my group, who were all just happy friends and hang out together a lot, they just excluded me entirely from the entire project. So after the first month of the 3 months of that project, the teachers actually knew that the others were boycotting me, but never told me. So they made me fail one of the most important parts of my studies for the end year test that we had to take, which was shitty, very shitty. I got my bachelor's degree because my teachers knew I couldn't do anything about it, but they just let it pass. Like, peer evaluation counts for 50% of your points, so I could have a 100% on my general admission for that test. Because my peer evaluation was so low, I just wouldn't pass the class because we have to have 65%. So I am super happy that I got my bachelor's degree. My life is super good right now. I have moved away from those toxic people, and that's really what you should keep in mind, that they won't be there forever. They may be there for a few years of your life. Well, stick through it. Stick true to yourself, to who you are, and to the things you want to reach, and don't let them get to you. I know it's hard. I know it can be not the easiest thing to do, but it's really what you should try and do. So I hope you guys found this maybe a helpful video. Please share your experience with me. So this was a pretty long video. My voice is slowly dying in me. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you want to see more videos by me, please subscribe. I make new videos every week and I would love to have you here. So yeah, thanks for watching and I will see you soon. Bye!